So are we ready? I know I'm ready. Here's a list of things that we're going to go over during the program. First and foremost, are we ready to create some more me time? This is something that most of us take for granted, a little me time. So we're going to try and create this as this program is for you. Gaining a little more energy. This is always nice. Maybe limit the 4 cups of coffee during the day and get some more naturally sourced energy. Increased focus. This will happen probably in the first couple of days for most of you. An analogy I like to use is, have you ever driven from, let's say, point A to point B and forgot how you got there? Well, this is something that we're going to dive into and have nutrition help us with some general focus. Feeling good in our own skin, that's always nice. And of course, we're all here to lose some weight in the process. So let's go into why other past diets might have not worked for you or may have worked for a short period of time and then, back to your old ways. So take a minute and think of what programs or diets have you done in the past. This is going to be different from everything you've done prior. A saying we like to have here at APA is, we are never anybody's first choice, but we are always everybody's last choice. And we're completely okay with that. This is going to be the last program that you will ever need. So why diets? Why don't diets work? Most of the time, diets don't work because it's a very general practice. It's kind of a one-size-fits-all type of program, and we know that this doesn't work. We all have different lifestyles, kids, no kids, work ethics, so on and so forth, that just don't play into a generic setting. So this is generally speaking. The other thing is, no one is giving you the reasons why you're doing some of the things. They're just saying kind of, eat this, not that, move on, see you later. And we're going to give you the information and education behind everything that we do here. So understand that going forward, we want to not just catch a man a fish, but teach a man how to fish. And that's our philosophy here. This is one of my favorite acronyms. The only diet you'll ever need. Decide how you'll eat today. This is something that we're going to look into day in and day out. Some of these transitions that we're making, some of these transformations are going to be more difficult than others. But it's a daily practice. So we're going to try and change years and years of bad habits in the matter of 6 weeks. So try and stay focused on each and every day. It's making that new decision. And over time, over that 6-week period, those decisions will become easier and easier. I promise you. Okay? What is health? Okay, so I have asked this simple question to over 1,000 clients over the years. And answers that I've received are, I want to be, happy. I want to feel good. I want to play with my kids. Things of that nature. Out of 1,000 clients, let's say, no one's ever answered with, I want to eat well. And we all know, it's just funny how that answer has never taken place. But we all know that, eating well has so much to do with being healthy. So we're going to take a deeper look on how to be healthy and what is health. Another question I like to ask my clients is, what is food? What is food to you? We have such a misconception of what food is. Is food going to a fast food drive-thru? Is that actually food? Is food only, good stuff for us? Is candy food? These are questions you want to ask yourself. And I will give you the definition of what is food. Here it is. Any nutritious substance that people or animals eat or drink, or that plants absorb in order to maintain life and growth. Read that again to yourselves. This is food. It's the essential things that we need. You guys should print this out, hang it on your fridge, hang it on your vanity mirror, somewhere that you start understanding what food actually is. All right, the good old food pyramid. Now we're diving into some education here. The food pyramid. This was in place for about 50 years. It was in your fourth or fifth grade class in some overhead type projector. And we now know that this didn't make any sense whatsoever. If you look down at the bottom here, it has carbs, our breads, our pastas, things like that, as the biggest portion or biggest servings of the day, at about 6 to 11 servings per day. Can you imagine that? Next up on the list, it has fruits or vegetables, okay? The only thing I don't really like about this is that it has fruits in comparison to vegetables as being kind of equal. And I would rather say that vegetables are a little more important than fruits. We know that fruits contain a lot of sugar, and sometimes just water and sugar, just not as much nutrient density as maybe other vegetables would. Further up, we have proteins. We know that, first of all, not all proteins are created equal, and you know that we need a little more protein in our diet than just 1 to 2 servings. Going up, milk and cheeses, maybe not the most necessary thing in our diets. Fats, oils, salts, and sweets. We now know that there are some healthier fats, such as avocados, nuts, olive oils, things of that nature. So maybe they need to play a bigger role in our diet. This is the new government-issued plate. So myplate.gov. This is what your children will be learning instead of that food pyramid, that confusing food pyramid. So let's take a look at this. Some things that might stand out to you, good, bad, or indifferent. Some things that I like vegetables being a big portion of this plate. Grains, I don't like that it's equally as large as the vegetables. Protein's a little smaller. Again, it has this fruit in every sitting. Dairy, I'm sure our dairy farmers had something to do with this and having dairy at every meal, so to speak. So not too bad, definitely a step in the right direction, a lot better than the food pyramid, but still not perfect. And here we go. Here is my plate, or the APA plate. You want to print this out first and foremost. We have this document on our website. It's almost identical to an equal-sized plate. So let me say that again. It's pretty much an equal-sized plate. If you were to print this out on a standard 11 by 8 sheet of paper, okay? I tend to use side plates and salad plates for most of my meals. Number one, it keeps me in good portion control. Number two, I just don't need that much throughout the day, okay? We can get by on much smaller portions. Portions in restaurants when you go out and eating out are just out of control. I want you guys to get used to eating on a smaller portion or smaller platform, so to speak. All right, so vegetables, again, take up half this plate. Really interesting, right? Vegetables are the main source. We find that a lot of vegetables have equally, if not more, protein than some animal meats, okay? Fish I have as a locally sourced protein as opposed to chicken or beef or other sources of protein. I like fish because I can get it locally. I know where it's coming from. It's a day, maybe 2 old, rather than who knows, when it came shipped in and so forth. You'll notice that carbs are still on this plate. Carbs are an essential part of our diet. It is the number one source to burn energy, so keep that in mind. Carbs are important. A lot of diets out there have you eliminating carbs. This is not necessary and not a great, healthy way to eat. You notice down at the bottom there, fats. Now, obviously healthy fats, as I just mentioned, avocados, nuts, olive oils, things like that. I don't want you to put an extreme focus on having this in every plate. You're probably doing this anyways, and if you're not, put it in a snack. We're going to go over snacks here in just a minute. Put it as a healthy snack for yourself, okay? But don't think that you need, this healthy fat in every single meal. You're probably getting it anyways, all right? Let's go on to timing. All right, this is crucial. Another page you want to print out and, have somewhere as reference. Let's take a look. Lunches or our break fast between 12 and 1. Yes, this lunch is going to be the most important meal of our day, okay? So break fast or breakfast is the most important meal. It just doesn't have to happen in the morning. So let's get that clear. It's going to be your biggest meal of the day, and it's going to contain carbs, all right? Must have carbs during this time. Moving on down, your snack between 3 and 4 p.m. Must have. Take a look at that. A lot of people say that, oh, I'm still full from lunch, I don't need a snack. Yes, we are working your metabolism as well as possible in a shorter amount of time, okay? So between 3 and 4, you must have a snack, and I'm going to give you a healthy snack list if you haven't downloaded that already. Dinner between 6 and 7. It's going to be your smaller meal of the day, and never ever have a carb. So if we're looking back at this plate, basically your lunch is going to be this plate, and your dinner, if you just kind of put an X over that carb there, that's going to be your dinner portion. So lunch and dinner are very similar, just one has a carb and one without the carb. Okay, some other things I want to mention about this timing is they're basically tied together with a string, let's say. So if you need to eat a little later, everything shifts a little later. If you need to eat a little earlier, everything shifts a little earlier. So keep that in mind. I know that things come up, parties, plans, dinner dates, things of that nature. Just try and keep these times as tied together as possible. All right? Let's go over some healthy carbs for you. So a lot of people are shocked at this list, because there's some white products on there. Oh my gosh. So yes, I'm okay with all of these things as long as they're naturally sourced. You can throw in kind of a protein pasta or one of these like chickpea gluten-free pastas. I'm okay with throwing that in every once in a while. Other than that, try and stick with these. White rice, brown rice, black rice, wild rice. Any rice is fine. Same thing goes for potato, white potato, sweet potato, red potato, fingerling potatoes. They're all okay in my book. Quinoa, farro, beans make a good carb. Chickpeas, an excellent carb that also carries protein, and same thing with lentils. So these are the approved carb lists. Okay, if you guys have any questions about these, you can always contact us at info@adampotash.com, and we'll be happy to help you. We're going to go on to a snack list. Before I start here, I want to also mention a few other things. It is very important to drink at least 32 ounces of water prior to that break fast or your lunch period. Let me repeat that. 32 ounces of water prior to breaking your fast. This acts as a cleanse mechanism almost on the daily. Okay, so you're cleansing and detoxifying your body, getting rid of anything unnecessary, and starting with a good, clean lunch. Okay, some of the things, other beverages that you might want to have. Black coffee must be black. If you're a coffee drinker, no cream. That will break your fast. No sugar. That will break your fasting period. And tea. Any tea is fine by me as well. So get plenty of water, black coffee, and tea. Also, alcohol beverages. This is one of the only diets that alcohol is actually okay. 99% of the other programs out there do not allow alcohol. I'm going to give you 3 alcohols that are approved. Tequila, the only upper alcohol there is actually. Vodka and gin. You can have those with either soda water, straight up, with lime, lemon, so forth. Okay? All right, now let's tackle this snack list here. So, at any time too, you can pause this video, go back, rewind, listen to it again. This snack list. These first couple of items are going to be the only combinable items. And what I mean by that is peppers and hummus go well together. Hummus and carrots, celery and hummus, things of that nature. What I don't want you doing is combining sliced peppers with hummus and then grabbing, a bean salad or something to that nature. Okay, so only these top couple of items are going to be quote unquote combinable. Sliced peppers and hummus. Peppers actually carry a ton of vitamin C, so that's a really good go-to. Celery and almond butter, celery and hummus, carrots and hummus, things of that. Going down the list, unsalted raw nuts. Make sure they're unsalted and raw. Okay, any seeds, you can throw these seeds in a trail mix, a homemade trail mix. Again, with your unsalted and raw nuts, throw some seeds in there. You can also add things like craisins or raisins, cocoa nibs. This is something to kind of get a little creative with. Going down the list, fresh fruit. This is going to be my number one item on the list, an apple. It's an easy go-to item. If you ever met anyone who's gone through my program before, they always kind of joke about, the apple. I'll get text messages all day long of, hey, Adam, having my apple, because that's my number one go-to. It's got some essential sugars and fibers that you need. You can take it with you. That sugar is going to get you through the day as you need it. So good item to carry with you and always have stock of. Bean salad, get some mixed beans, a little lime, cilantro, garlic. You can make a big portion of this and have it throughout the week. Edamame, kale chips, coconut yogurt. This is a good non-dairy yogurt substitute. So there's plenty of them out there. There's almond yogurts, things of that nature. And you'll see a pattern here. An apple is basically the size of a coconut yogurt. So when you need to portion out some of these other things, just keep that size in mind. I don't want you measuring things. We're not a measuring, calorie counting type of program. This is an eyeball type of program that I want you to have it so it's sustainable anywhere you go and for the rest of your life. Hard-boiled eggs, about 2 of them is a good snack. Dark chocolate, make sure it's about 78% or higher. Dark chocolate's also a good item if you're having any sweet cravings. Go get a dark chocolate piece, it'll soothe that craving. You can put it right after lunch or right after dinner. Don't make a special time for it. So what I mean by that is don't, have lunch at, say, 1 o'clock and then wait till 3 o'clock to, have a dark chocolate square, or make a special time for it. Same thing goes for dinner. I don't want you finishing dinner at 7:30 and waiting till 8:30 to have, to curb that craving. Try and have it right after dinner. And then the last on this list is some steamed vegetables. Those can also aid in some sweet craving as well. If you have some steamed carrots, things like that, make for a great snack. All right. So homework. Here is your homework for the week. You are going to food log. Studies have shown that just by food logging and getting a visual of what you are putting in your body can reduce the intake by 15 to 20%. So let me repeat that. Just by writing down everything that you are consuming, you will essentially reduce how much you're consuming by 15 to 20%. During this food log, I want you to be as detailed as possible. Write down how you're feeling, what timing was of some of these meals, who you were with, things of that nature. Get as detailed as possible. Make it kind of a journal. This is going to help you not just for the first week, but for the next 6 weeks and so on. You can do this for the first week, and if you like it that much, you continue with it. Most of my clients like it and have it keep them personally accountable, so they will continue food logging throughout the rest of the program. But this is going to be your homework for this week, okay? As always, you can contact us at info@adampotash.com. Myself or one of my health coaches will be happy to answer any questions you have. This is going to be our email support. Don't forget, if you haven't logged on to our closed Facebook group, this is going to be a running sort of an accountability process. So in our local groups here, we use another Facebook group, and we use a WhatsApp group. They work great for everyone to start asking questions. We're also going to be going on ourselves and giving tips and tricks throughout the week, sharing recipes and so forth. So don't be shy. Log on to the closed Facebook group. This is going to be a running group throughout the program, and you can always ask questions here and add comments to this group for even a faster support and answers. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this week. Best of luck. I'm hoping that you guys will feel great and lose lots of weight this week.